The second keystone to the Lemhi Model Watershed Program is the screening of irrigation ditches to prevent salmon from swimming into cow pastures. The screening program started in the late 1950s, but the old screens were not very efficient. The new screens are very high-tech and very expensive. They cost several $1,000s to build and install, but they're 99% efficient in saving fish.
This is a new fish screen on tributary to the Lemhi River. It's replacing an old screen where we reduce the approach velocities to no more than 0.4 foot per second. We have a bypass pipe on the left-hand side to funnel the young fish, the salmon, steelhead, as they're coming down the ditch here, and they can't physically go down the ditch because of the screen, and it puts them into a bypass pipe and passively moves them back to the river.
The fish screens are built from scratch by Idaho Fish and Game Department personnel and salmon. It's a big job. Nearly 30 department employees work on building and installing fish screens in the upper Salmon River Basin. They build about 40 of them per year. In the Lemhi Basin, 75% of the irrigation diversions are screened. And in the whole Salmon River Basin, 77% of the diversions are screened. It's an expensive program with a budget in excess of $3 million. But at this point, when the fish runs are severely depressed, every fish counts.
The older style screens, and there have been few evaluations done, but up to 85% of fry lost at the old perpendicular style drum screens.
Beyond the fish screening effort and water management, there's a lot of other work going on in the Lemhi Basin to save salmon.
It's still an average depth of
a crew of fish biologists recently conducted an inventory of the Lemhi River to evaluate fish habitat.
We're trying to quantify the habitat components of the stream, like pools and riffles and runs. This will help us identify the amount and frequency of different habitats that the salmon and other resident fish and steelhead also will use.
Once the inventory is complete, a number of habitat improvement projects will be identified and funding will be sought to enhance the fish habitat of the Lemhi. How ranchers manage their livestock has a direct bearing on fish habitat and salmon production on the Lemhi. At the expansive Powers Ranch, where many of the salmon spawn, the family has taken great pride in protecting the riparian habitat along the stream. A key to their success is the use of federal grazing allotments. In early May, they drive their cattle into high country, and all summer long, the river bottom is rested from grazing.
Well, I think right now with the issues that are at hand, we all have to do the best job we can, and we all are concerned about the fish and just doing the general management of our grasses and our fields. I mean, if we can't let this kind of stuff deteriorate because it doesn't do anything but hurt us.
90% of the fish habitat is on private ground. So we need to take care of that, and the only way to do that is to be able to turn out on the public lands.
All of these folks working together to improve salmon survival in the Lemhi are proud of their efforts. Ralph Swift, a soil conservationist, is the project leader. He's the glue that holds the whole project together.
The key is cooperation between all the agencies and the private landowners and education.
What we're seeing on the Lemhi is the beginning of a real grassroots effort. That's the people who actually live off the grass, the livestock operators. But they're also beginning to form, in my view, perhaps most importantly, political force on the ground level to work against those federal agencies that are trying to kill all these fish off.